Right, so welcome back my fellow shinobi. In today's tutorial, basically what we are going to be doing is we are going to be creating a number guessing game. The numbers are going to range between 1 to 6, so it's going to be something along the lines of a dice, and you're going to enter your value inside over here, and upon pressing the button, you generate a number, and then that number gets compared to the value that you entered inside here, and then the text field is going to tell you whether you got it correct or you got it incorrect. So this is just a simple proof of concept. The guess was 5, my number was 4, and let's guess again, and then I'm just going to keep this number here until we finally got it correct. So let's jump into the code and let's take a look at how we are going to create this. So I'm going to be using FlutterFlow. FlutterFlow is basically a no-code tool, no-code, low-code tool that utilizes Flutter, the framework, and allows us to build both mobile and also web applications using one code base. So it's become my tool of choice as of recently, and that's what we are going to be using today. To sign up to FlutterFlow, you can simply go to app.flutterflow.io, where you can sign up if you have a Google account. If not, then you can just sign up there and you can come straight over here into the dashboard. So we're going to start on our top right hand, and we're going to click on create new, and then we are going to give our project a name. So I'm just going to call it number guess game 1, and once I am done, I am going to click on create blank, which is then going to start creating our project. Now this is just some of the default configuration that Flutter gives you. We're just going to click on skip, and then here we are inside of our workspace. Now what we are going to need to do first is we are going to need to build our UI, and to do so we are going to make use of the widgets that we have here on our left hand side. So to get to that, we're going to click over here to our widget tree, which is then going to give us another view of the widgets that we have here so far. We're going to click on the column, which is going to be this column over here, and we're going to click on this icon, which is then going to give us a list of widgets that we can insert into this column. So we're going to start firstly by looking for our text field, which we are going to select over here. And then once we have our text field, we are also going to yet again click on this icon, and then we are going to select the button. Right, so I'm just going to add a little bit of padding on both of these two. So I'm going to give 20 there, and then I'm also going to add 20 in here. And finally, we're going to add our text field widget in here, and then we are going to say 20. Then I'm just going to simply duplicate this, and this is then going to be where we are going to place our number guess. Right, so we finished the first step. We have our UI, and now we can move forward and create the action, which is then going to trigger the changes. So when we are going to click on this button, we basically want to generate a number which is then going to get compared to the value that we are going to enter inside of this text field. So we are going to need a place to store the number that is going to be the guess. And so what we can do is we can click on our root widget, and then we can select this icon over here on our right hand side, which will take us or allow us to create a page state variable. So a variable is basically, simply put, a label that is placed over a value that you're going to keep inside of this particular page alone. So it's a reserved memory location that will allow you to store information. So we are going to call this variable guess because that's what we are going to keep inside there. The guess is going to be of type integer, which simply means it's going to be a number, and our default value we can put here is 0, and then we're going to click on confirm. So now we have a place where we can store our guess. So to set up our actions, we're going to firstly select the button, which you can click inside here or here. Then we are going to click on our actions tab, and then we are going to click on open to open up our action flow editor. Now, once inside over here, the first action we are going to trigger is going to be an update action, which is then going to create our guess. So to do that, we are going to come inside over here and simply search for update, and we are going to select under state management updates page state. Then we are going to click on add field, and we are going to select the guess, which is the page state variable that we are trying to target. Then under select update type, we're going to click here and we're going to click on set value, and then we are now going to generate that number. So to do that, we're going to click on the sources icon over here, and then we are simply going to come down here to random data. So FlutterFlow actually does have a random data generator, and you can obviously select the data type of the random data you're going to select or you're going to choose, and in our case we are going to select a random integer. Now over here, as you can see, we have two parameters. We have firstly the minimum number, and then we have the maximum. So our minimum is going to be 1, and then our maximum is going to be 6. And then from there we can click on confirm, and that's going to then generate our guess. Now what we need to do is we now need to then have that placed over here. So we are going to generate our random number, and then once our random number is going to be generated, we are then going to need to compare it inside of here. So to do that, what we are going to do is we are going to come over here to the text field, and then inside over here we are going to select our conditional value, our if then else. So this is how it's going to work. We are going to set up a condition. The condition is going to compare the number that's inside of the text field to the random number we just generated. If the numbers are going to be equal to each other, we are going to then get our we are going to basically say you are correct. If it's not the case, then you are incorrect. Simple as that. So to set up our conditional statements, we're going to come inside here. We're going to go to conditions, and then we're going to select single condition, and once we are here, we can then click on the plus sign, and then we can select our first value. Our first value is obviously going to be the guess that we have generated, and now we need to take the value from the text field, which is going to be what we are comparing it to. But the thing is, if you have to select the text field from here, right, and we click on that and you click on confirm, it's going to tell you that the current variable is not valid. Now it's telling you this because the value that is taken from the widget state is actually of type string. So by selecting this, you're asking the computer to basically compare a value of type integer to a value of type string. You're asking it to compare a number to words, which is incorrect. So what we are going to have to do is we are going to have to create a custom function that is going to basically convert that string into a number. So we are going to just say convert to int. Now once we have done that, we can then come over here to CodePilot, where we are going to use our trusty AI to create the conversion. So the return type is going to be of type integer, and then the arguments, we're just going to call it number, which is going to be of type string. And then the prompt we are going to use is going to be convert number to integer, and then you're going to click on this arrow for the number to be generated. I'm saying the number, the function, sorry. Okay, so we have our function. Here we go. And then we can simply click on copy function and then select yes for it to copy on this side. And then we can test the function first, so we know that we have something that's legit. So I'm going to enter 7. I'm going to click on run. And voila, we have an integer. So now we can save the function, and then inside the function we are going to pass the arguments, which is then going to be the text field. So we can come down to our widget state, and then we can select text field, and then we can click on confirm, and then we can click on confirm yet again, and there we go. So if guess is equals to int, the number, then you are correct. If not, you are incorrect, and then we're going to click on confirm. So that's going to be there. And then inside over here, we are now going to basically select the source icon again, and then we're going to go to combine text, and then in the first text field we're going to say the guess is colon space, and then inside over here we can then select the guess, which is then going to be inside of our page state right over here, and then you can click on confirm. So usually I like to place default values because you don't want your program to crash just because there is no value in place. So null safety, guys, null safety, very, very important. So I'm just going to put null in here and also null in there, and click on confirm. Then we can click on over here, so we can just do our final error check of the program, and then once we are done, you can simply go and click here to run your program. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Also do share it, spread the news. This is a channel where we are mainly going to be focusing on learning programming fundamentals using FlutterFlow, using no code. So thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.